Hello, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, thank you for stopping by, and please don't forget to subscribe so you never miss out on stories that South Africans are talking about. Today we're diving into a story that's been trending and stirring all kinds of conversations across social media. It's about a South African woman who married a Pakistani man and later opened up about how she was treated in her husband's country. Stick around till the end to see the sources and verify this news for yourself. Now, when we talk about love, people often say it knows no boundaries, no color, and definitely no nationality. But sometimes, those boundaries show up when culture and tradition come into play. That's exactly what happened in this woman's case. According to what she shared, she met her Pakistani husband here in South Africa, and at first, everything seemed perfect. The love, the respect, the family plans, the whole dream. But things apparently took a dramatic turn once she moved to Pakistan to live with his family. She described the culture shock as something she wasn't fully prepared for. From strict rules around how women should behave, to expectations about dress codes, household roles, and how much freedom she was allowed, it all felt like a different world from what she was used to in South Africa. Back home, she had been independent, outspoken, and used to doing things her own way. But once she arrived in Pakistan, she said she felt more like a guest in her own life. According to her account, even simple things like going to the market or visiting a friend required permission from her husband or in-laws. She said she was expected to wear traditional clothing that covered her from head to toe, which she respected, but at times, she felt it was less about tradition and more about control. What really got people talking was her description of how she was treated by her husband's extended family. She claimed that while some relatives were welcoming and kind, others treated her like an outsider who didn't fully belong, not because of her race, but because she was seen as a modern woman from Africa. Many South Africans online reacted strongly to her story. Some said she should have known what she was getting into, while others defended her, saying that love can blind anyone, and you can truly understand a culture until you live in it. A few people even shared their own experiences of marrying foreigners, saying that while it can be beautiful, it requires patience, cultural understanding, and sometimes compromise that can be emotionally draining. Interestingly, the woman also said her husband initially stood up for her and tried to make her comfortable, but over time, he too began to change. She felt like he started to mirror the cultural expectations of his family, becoming more controlling and distant. She admitted there were good days, like when they traveled or spent time alone, but as months passed, she started feeling isolated, especially because she didn't have many friends or support in Pakistan. At one point, she said she considered returning to South Africa, but her husband's family convinced her to stay and adjust. Eventually, the emotional strain became too much. She reportedly returned home earlier this year and is now sharing her experience as a warning to others who might be considering moving abroad for love without fully understanding the cultural dynamics. What's fascinating is how this story sparked wider debates about cross-cultural marriages in South Africa. Many people pointed out that while love between different nationalities is becoming more common, it's not always easy. It takes deep communication, compromise, and sometimes facing uncomfortable realities. Others argued that some foreign men come to South Africa because they find local women more open-minded, but when the relationship moves to their home countries, those freedoms are suddenly restricted. There were also lighter takes on social media, of course. Some joked that the woman should have done a trial period before moving permanently. One user commented, "Next time, don't just marry the man, marry the Wi-Fi too, so at least you can still talk to your friends when culture shock hits." Another said, "Love is beautiful until the in-laws start giving you the side eye every morning." Still, beneath the jokes, there's a serious conversation happening about identity, belonging, and respect in intercultural relationships. It's not just about one woman's experience, it's about what happens when two very different worlds collide under one roof. This woman's story also serves as a reminder that every culture has its own beauty and complexity. In Pakistan, family bonds are strong, respect for elders is deep, and traditional values are cherished. But those same traditions can sometimes feel restrictive to someone raised in a more independent environment. For South Africans, where many women have fought for equality and self-expression, such cultural expectations can come as a huge shock. At the end of the day, her experience doesn't mean all cross-cultural marriages fail. There are many South African women happily married to foreign men, including Pakistanis, Nigerians, Zimbabweans, and others. But it highlights the importance of mutual respect and open-mindedness. Both partners need to understand each other's backgrounds deeply before making life-changing decisions. If anything, this story encourages us to talk more openly about cultural integration, expectations in marriage, and how to bridge differences without losing ourselves in the process. Love can overcome a lot, but it needs truth, empathy, and shared understanding to survive across borders. Before we wrap up, I think we can all agree that this woman deserves some credit for her courage. Not everyone would come forward and speak publicly about such a sensitive topic, especially knowing how judgmental social media can be. Whether you agree with her or not, her story gives us something to think about. And just to lighten the mood before we end, someone joked online saying, "She went for love, but came back with cultural homework." Another one said, "At least she didn't come back with a Pakistani accent." South Africans will always find humor, no matter how serious the topic is. Thank you for watching and listening till the end. If you found this report insightful, please give it a thumbs up, share it with someone who loves real-life stories, and of course, subscribe so you don't miss out on future updates. All images used in this video are for illustration purposes only. News sources include Briefly News, The South African, and several verified Facebook discussions on intercultural marriage experiences.